Hello, everybody. This is Craig Ries from Hollywood Junket. We are back with some more interviews, and we actually have a very, very special guest to start off our interviews for this week. I will now be talking to a current contestant from The Voice because we are going to talk to the runner-up from season 18, Toneisha Harris, in just a second. Oh, we've already got some people joining. This is awesome. Yes, Toneisha will be joining me in just a little bit, and we are going to be recapping the battles that we just saw, and I cannot wait to catch up with her. She's already joined. Let's bring her in. And thank you so much for watching. If you have questions, post them. Hey! Oh, I love the hair. Oh, look at you.
Thank you. I figured I'd try something different on you today.
You know what? I was actually watching our last interview, and I was like, oh, I better not wear the same outfit.
I didn't even think about that.
I know. I actually have never thought about that before, but for some reason it just clicked last night. I was like, yep, can't wear that. So.
Oh, well, you look great, Craig.
You
it's great
too.
to catch up
Man,
with
I
you.
miss you.
Thank
How's it
you.
going?
I miss you too. Everything is going well. We are maintaining in the middle of this craziness that we all find ourselves in and keeping our head above water. And thank God that we're here another day to tell the story.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Kind of the
Good.
same. I mean, LA is not doing great with this whole COVID thing, so I'm just like, all right, guys, let's just get it together. Come on.
I
We can
know,
do
right?
this.
I know we can. If we just remember we're all in this together, I think that's the
Yeah.
key. We've kind of gotten away from that. So we just remember we're all in this together and we have to do what's best for all of us to survive. I think that's going to help us a whole lot. Trust me, Georgia's not doing great either. So I think there's an uptick so many places. So, I'm just, like I said, grateful that I'm here on November the 18th, 2020, still surviving. I'm grateful.
Exactly. Well, I know that we're supposed to recap these battles, but I have a couple things I want to hopefully quickly get through. Not quickly get through. First off, how's your son doing? I have to know.
Oh, he's doing amazing. I don't
Good.
know if I shared with you before, but he's in his third year in college. If you would look at him, you'd have absolutely no idea that he was even touched by leukemia. So I'm really, really grateful and blessed that I can even say that. I know that there are so many that have lingering issues, and that's just not the case. So I'm really grateful. He's great. He's really is. He really
Thank
is.
God. That's awesome.
Yes, especially through such a trying time. Someone with what could be considered a compromised system or pre-existing conditions is definitely something that I constantly keep in the back of my mind every time that he goes out every day. But thank God he's still good. He's still,
Yeah.
keeping it moving. Grateful. Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, of course. There was a part of me that wanted to be late for our call because then I could be like, please forgive me. But then that would be the perfect segue into your new single, Forgive Me.
I figured you were going to tie that in with that. No pun intended, right? That was perfect. Thank you for
It
bringing that
is
out.
so good, Tanisha. Oh, it's so
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I really, really appreciate that, Greg. Thank you so much. And it's interesting because I was a little nervous about doing it, believe it or not, because I did not and do not want to be pegged only as a gospel singer. However, that
Hmm.
that song was so heavy on my heart when I heard it. I knew that I needed to sing it. I definitely felt like it was the sentiments of my heart. And as a person of faith, I believe that it's definitely where we're trying to get our country back to a place of just forgiveness and repentance and finding a way to connect with one another again. And that's another reason why it was important to me. And I wanted to honor God first. I wanted to honor what I
Yeah.
believe to be my faith and foundation first with what I did. And so that's kind of where that came from. Now, what comes out next is going to be fully inspirational still, but definitely a different flavor from what you heard. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you don't have it,
Oh,
guys, make sure you go and get it.
yes, yes. I'm sure I'll promote it at the end, but I've
Thank
been jamming
you.
out to it. It's
Thank
so great.
you. Oh
Congrats.
my
Ah,
goodness.
so
Thank
awesome.
you. I appreciate that. I'm sending you air hugs. Thank you.
Yes, yes. I know we haven't got to physically hug. It'll happen someday, I
Yeah,
promise.
it will. It will. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Um, one more thing before we get into battles. I saw that you were working with Tamara recently, who's on the current season of The Voice, and maybe this is what is going to come later, but that just made me really happy. I don't even think it's a question. I just was really happy to see that.
You'll never know who I could be working with. So, I have a lot of people that I'm kind of eyeballing right now and who have reached out to me as well. So I'm really, really excited to kind of bring you guys a bunch of different flavor. I love seasoning in my food. So I love it in my music as well. I love our differences. It all kind of connects us and brings us together. And I think it gives us a beautiful sound that can
Mhm.
reach so many people. So, yeah, I am excited to see what happens next.
Well, keep it up. All
Thank
right,
you.
let's talk about battles. I guess we have
Okay.
to. We can't just talk about
I
personal
know, but
stuff.
they have been interesting battles indeed. So yes, 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 yes. Some great people that are already like stand out to me that I've started following. I'm probably like fanning out a bit. So and I remember that moment. I remember how that felt. All of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So who are you feeling right now? Like, who are some of your favorites?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Of course, Tamara Jade is definitely
Yes.
one of my favorites. And I don't want to give any spoilers away because I know we're talking about the battles, but Casme is one of my favorites as well. But I loved Rio, so it hurt to see him go home. I love, love, love Carter. I think his voice is amazing.
Oh,
And I
so
was
Team Carter. Yes.
Yes, I love him. And to be so young, I'm like, where did you come from? But I am just as taken by Lariah. So I was really glad that she was saved. I think that the four-way knockout this season is going to be very, very difficult, Craig. I really, really think it's going to be hard
I
because
the four that
uh,
made it to. I don't even want to think about
yes, there
it.
it's gonna be crazy. I don't know how anybody is gonna choose, but I have to say I am ready. I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat, ready to hear that four-way knockout, honestly. I am such a fan of oh, what's the young lady's name? Wait a minute, I wrote it down. Taryn. Taryn is amazing. Her
Yeah.
voice is just so clear, so crisp. It's just she sings and she pulls you in, and it's hard to do that as a singer. And I remember hearing her not just in the blind but also in the battle, and that was my first thought was, how in the world is Blake going to make this choice?
Yeah.
But Worth the Wait is amazing as well. So there's a few that have been standing out to me, and John Holiday is still
So,
he's still my favorite. He's still my favorite. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Who are some of your favorites?
Oh my goodness. Well, to go right back to the four-way knockout, didn't Ryan Gallagher make it to the four-way
Yes,
knockout? Who I
yes, he
thought
did.
was you get 40 amazing,
Yeah,
talented people on the show, So yeah, the four-way knockout's going to be something to watch. Love Carter. I love that you brought up Lariah. I should be talking to her right after you in just a second.
oh,
So yeah, I'm very excited to talk to her for the
awesome.
first time.
Good, good.
Huge fan of Worth the Wait. I love Bailey Ray.
Yes, I
Um,
do. Yes, 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 yes. I got hearts by
Now
a
I
bunch
have
of
to I have
them.
to be real. She's from Oklahoma. I'm from Oklahoma, so there's already that, So
So you might be a little biased, is what you're saying.
a little
That's
bit, yeah.
okay.
And I've
That's
already admitted it, so it's okay. But
that is okay.
that girl's talented. Oh,
Like
so
really.
good.
All of the teams are so stacked. I was excited to see Gwen back this season.
Hmm.
It's amazing. I do not envy them being in that position. I just remember how they're thinking myself. There were so many amazing people in the top 40 during my season as well. And then you have to put someone together in a battle, which you run the risk of somebody going home. It's just hard to make that choice. There were so many just watching this season that I just looked at and was like, I wish I had a save button. I would build a whole team with people that I would just save. But oh, it was hard to watch, but it was good. And then let me tell you, there is someone else who just pulls me in, and all she has to do is just stand on the stage. And it's something about Paige. I don't know what
Oh,
it is, but something about her. She just stands there. There is an emotion that just comes out. just in her stage presence, that's really, really something. I could see any of them going to the final. I could see Work the Wait there. Their harmony is amazing, which I love, love, love. In addition to just the harmonies that I grew up around, I took a lot of time studying country harmonies because there's just
Hmm.
something so beautiful and precise about them. So hearing that was great. And even seeing Kane Brown say that he felt like that was something that needed to come back to country music. So I thought, okay, they have really a great chance to make a mark for themselves. It's just it's a lot of amazing, amazing talent this season. Well, every season it is, but
Yeah.
going back and watching it after having lived through it and knowing what that is and how that feels, and that fear and excitement and all of that balled up in one. And somebody may be absolutely great, but then you get out on that stage and the lights and the moment and all of that kind of starts to play in your head, and if you're not careful, it's hard to push through some of that. So it causes some of the artists to start to break down. It happens to all of us for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, it's been great
Can
to watch the journey.
can you imagine walking out there and just performing just for the four coaches? Like, I feel like that would be way worse without an audience behind you, or
You
behind them.
know, I don't know though. I don't know because I look at it and part of me thinks, oh gosh, I kind of am glad that they get to be on the stage. That was one of
Oh,
the elements
absolutely.
that we
Yeah.
missed going into the live shows in our season. However, you're right. Like looking at just a screen of people that you know are listening to you is different than actually having them in the audience. And then I saw too when they kind of wanted to be able to hug their coaches and they couldn't. I said, well, okay, well, if nothing else, maybe I should be grateful that I did have the opportunity to hug them all. It's a kind of a catch-22. It's kind of perks and perils on both sides.
Well, any positive person will put a good spin on it, you know.
I try. I
So I
try.
think we're on the same page on that, you know. I don't think they're going to have to perform from home this year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your group is the only group that's ever had to do that, and that.
Yeah.
Uh,
But at
but
least it
even
gave
then, y'all
them,
were taking pauses. You were learning from it. You were learning how to set up equipment, learn sound, you know. So
yes. And that stuff was so important because now I can bring that into my everyday life now. You know, I have a
right,
little small in-home studio that's set up now. I have space that's set up for moments like this as well. So I'm grateful. It definitely pushed me beyond what I thought was my comfort zone and
yeah.
caused me to be ready to learn some new things that now can help me in my career. So I am grateful for that, for sure.
Ah, you're so awesome.
Oh, thank you, Greg. I so appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much,
You know,
man.
and I think I said this. I was rewatching. Yeah, I was rewatching our interview, and I think multiple times I was like, I can't wait to talk to you again in the future. And here we are today. And
Here
I
we
wish the
are.
situation was different. I can't believe
Yeah,
we're still kind of in the same situation that we were
I
like
know.
7 months ago. But it is what it is. We'll get through this.
Yeah, as much as we can. We will
Let's make
definitely
sure we
get through
covered
this.
everything battles wise. Is there any other artists
Let's
that you're
see.
wanting to talk about?
I'm crazy about Julia. Even though it was crazy
Hmm.
seeing her go against John Holiday, who is just a vocal monster all by himself. He really, really is. It's almost unfair to even have to go up against him, but he is great. But Julia held her own, and I was pleasantly surprised the way that she just kind of floated on those notes. So that's again, I think she is gonna also make this four-way knockout difficult. It's crazy that they've kind of kept that concept, knowing that our season was the first season to do that. And so now they've kept this concept with the four-way knockout. I think it's gonna work great, but I think it's going to be difficult. I really am thinking, who in the world am I going to vote for? And the moment that you think you know, I'm already going in it. I'm going to vote for this one. The four of them get up there and sing and do their thing, and you're left trying to figure out who is it going to be.
Yeah.
Gosh. Oh. Let's see.
You know what?
Marissa
I
is
did think
great.
of a question. I
Okay.
think I can ask this. I think even more so, I'm just realizing this, but do you think the coaches put two amazing singers together so they can just save whoever doesn't win? Because and then they don't have to decide right away. You know, does that make sense?
It does make sense. I think that could
Yeah.
definitely be part of the strategy, for sure. If you remember, one of the coaches, I can't remember if it was John or Kelly. One of the coaches said, I have been holding on to my save in case I put two amazing singers together, and I don't want either one of them to leave my team. So I do think that that is definitely part of the strategy. And then as well, I think sometimes they put two amazing singers together because it will cause them, or should cause them, to push each other out of their
Yeah.
comfort zone.
Yeah.
Almost, let's really, really see what we're going to do here and what we can bring to the table. At the same time, still remembering this is a duet, but still pushing each other. And I definitely think that that is what happened with John Holiday and with Julia. I definitely think
Julia.
that they
Yeah.
pushed each other. But let me tell you, that darn Des is amazing too. She's like really got my attention as well. So it's interesting. There is a contestant that actually reminds me of Todd. Both Todds.
Yeah.
Van,
Yeah.
I know he went. I know Van. Was it Van? Well, yeah. He reminds me. As soon as I saw the hair, I immediately thought of Todd Michael Hall. But Jim, the pastor on this season, he reminds me of Todd as well. His
Hmm.
voice, his approach, his sound, it reminds me of him as well. So it's interesting. It literally is like walking down memory lane. Even though I know it wasn't that long ago, but it is like walking down memory lane, watching the season this season. Yeah, I keep
Well,
saying
and
this
also we
weird.
experienced a year where like time doesn't exist, so
It
like, it's
seems
like
like it. It does seem like that.
it
Like
could feel
time
like
is
yesterday, it could
definitely.
feel like 10 years ago, who knows, you know?
Yeah, it could, and it could have been. It could have been, but you're right. It seems like on one hand, time stands is standing still for us, but then on the other hand, it's like, wait, did we even have October? So
Yeah.
it's the months are some months are flying by. Some months seem like they have 70 days in them. So it just depends. We are all, and I just want to say to everybody that is listening, be kind to yourself. We're all trying to figure out how to get through this. There is no handbook on how to do it. There is no instructions on how to do it. Just pray, whatever you happen to believe in. Just hold on to that faith, hold on to your family, and be kind to yourself. Be
Yeah.
forgiving. You don't have to do it all right every day. Just get through it as best as you know how. And the key is to get through it. That's the key for us to get as many of us through this as possible. Hmm.
I love that. And of course, I have to add on to it too. I think this has been the biggest year where most important ever, just treat others how you want to be treated. That's it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. That golden rule we
it's that
learned, right?
simple. Yes.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
that simple, but it can be that simple. But
That's the thing. It really can be. It really
yeah.
can be that simple. I think that we've definitely made it more difficult than it has to be. So if we just remember that golden rule we all learned as kids, then I think that we'll get on the other side of this a
Yeah.
lot sooner. Hmm. Hmm.
I did see one quick question that I want to answer. Someone asked if I have talked to Lariah or Carter yet. I have talked to Carter. You can see his interview on our YouTube channel and on our Instagram. And I'm talking to Lariah in just a little bit. And that is a perfect segue because I unfortunately have to let you go because I need to get
Oh
ready for that
no.
interview. And I think
Yeah.
I've already kept you, yep, way over your time. I'm so
It's
sorry.
quite all right. I always enjoy my time with you, Craig. Not a problem
Ah,
at all. But thank
me
you
too.
for
I'm not
having
I'm
me.
not surprised it went by this quickly. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
It's
But
okay. It's okay. You have fun with Lariah. Tell her I said hello, and to can you continue to do great. I
I
believe
will.
that she will. Thank you, Craig. Mwah.
Tanisha, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I was so excited to get to talk to you again. We might bug you in a few more weeks again when we get close to the finale. We are literally
Hmm.
talking to the runner-up of last season right now, so we
Thank you.
might
Bug
we might want to talk
bug
to you
me.
again if that's okay.
Bug me as much
But
as
if
you
anyone
want
else
to,
is
my
watching,
love.
in case you missed it, Tanisha just released this amazing single called "Forgive Me." You can get it now. Please look it up. Also follow her on Instagram. I am Toneisha Harris. Is that right?
Yes, that's
Yep.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
thank you again, babe. You're amazing, and it was so great, so good to talk to you.
It's so good to talk to you too, my friend. Thank you. Take care. See you
Yes,
guys.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that'll wrap it up for this interview. But like I just said, we'll be talking to Lariah in just a little bit, and we've got more interviews coming up.